Lesson 20. Confident Oratory, Crafting Impactful Speech with Assurance. Today, we're diving deep into the art of confident speaking. While we briefly touched on this topic yesterday, we're now fully committed to exploring how conversational techniques, initially developed to enhance communication in couple relationships, can be applied to any social setting or new workplace. Most people with self-confidence issues find meeting new people intimidating, but believe it or not, even your most self-assured friend has likely faced similar doubts in their life. After all, we're all works in progress, right? By this point, you should be well on your way to building your self-confidence, armed with plenty of theory and, hopefully, lots of practice. Remember, those with high self-efficacy view tasks as challenges. So, approach assertiveness and understanding conversational bids in the same manner, regardless of whether you're trembling in your boots. Embrace this new venture with boldness. We know it takes only a few seconds for our brains to analyze body language and form a snap judgment. So, when you enter a room, do it with flair. Bring your energy with you, as those first few seconds have already set the tone and there's not much time left to make an impression. Don't try to slip in unnoticed. It's easier for others to dismiss you as unimportant or invisible. Instead, own your space and let that energy pave the way for your confident speaking. The next step is simple. Just greet people. Many individuals enter a room expecting to be greeted by others and deflate when they're not. Confident people, however, speak up first. Low-confident individuals often compensate by expecting others to greet them. If you're meeting someone for the first time, introduce yourself. We've been doing this since grade school. You don't need elaborate language. A single sentence can already convey your confidence. Contrary to popular belief, confident speaking isn't about incessant chatter. It's actually about listening and, from there, asking the right questions. We often default to formulating our response while someone else is still talking. Instead, focus on the person speaking, and when they finish their story, ask a question. Many people lack confidence, so drawing a story out of someone may require a few conversational tricks that can be used in any situation. First, comment on the environment. Is it loud or quiet? Beautiful or dull? Mention other places that remind you of the current setting. Alternatively, you can compliment the person on their appearance, their hair, clothes, or any other feature you genuinely like. Be open and generous with your compliments, as this helps break down initial awkward barriers. Another option is to ask for someone's opinion about work, a gift for someone, or an outfit to wear. People love sharing their opinions, and it's an easy gateway to an array of topics. When you enter an already occupied space, focus on the positive aspects of the environment. People are protective of their physical and social domains and are more likely to be open and welcoming if you exhibit positivity. Also, speak clearly and with sincerity, especially when saying your name, so people can remember it. By the same token, make a mental note of others' names when they introduce themselves. Repeating their name and finding a common link helps solidify the memory. If more people are looking at you, offer a general second greeting. Hello, everyone. I'm. At this stage, most individuals will respond with their own introduction. In a new workplace, you might briefly explain your role. I'm the new secretary, and I'm excited to be working here. In a social gathering, try to find someone you know, even casually, and greet them. If the first person you greeted doesn't respond, move on, but maintain an open and confident expression. You might feel a bit nervous and question your decision to attend, but remember, you now possess strong self-confidence and high self-efficacy. You won't crumble at the first hurdle. View each event as a rehearsal. Your emotional resilience is high, and if one or two people ignore you, they likely have their own issues to contend with. In smaller gatherings, it's easier to identify the group, while in larger ones, you may need to select a smaller cluster to join. Casually ask to participate in the conversation. Hi, this sounds like an interesting topic. May I join? Or, wow, there's so much fun happening here. I just had to join in. Once you're part of a conversation, there are several strategies to employ and mistakes to avoid. Be mindful not to dominate the conversation with stories about yourself unless prompted. Instead, ask others about their experiences. Be an engaged listener, allowing your facial expressions to convey interest. Comment, ask questions, or even repeat the last few words to show you're actively listening. Prepare a few potential questions to carry the conversation, especially if the topic is running dry. While it's important to contribute your own stories, avoid interrupting or dominating the discussion. Opt for stories with broad appeal until you know the group well enough for more specific tales. Humorous anecdotes are particularly effective, as laughter brings people together. Use shifts in tone, gestures, and facial expressions to maintain interest. Discuss fun, topical issues, as long as they're not too controversial, especially with a new group. Steer clear of religion, politics, or conspiracy theories. If you can fill a conversation gap before an awkward silence sets in, people will appreciate it. In a larger gathering, keep the circle open and draw others in. Hey, Derek, we were just discussing this. What are your thoughts? Or simply, hey, come join us. Make people feel comfortable, valued, and that their opinions count. Listen to them and respond thoughtfully. Before we go, we want to give a small bonus lesson, something like 21, just to feel the luck of it. And we have a few closing things to say as well. As we arrive at the grand of this premium learning pack full of lessons, allow us to express our heartfelt gratitude for placing your trust in us. Together, we've traversed a journey marked by information, challenge, and enlightenment, shaping your understanding of self-confidence. Yet, remember that this is only the beginning of your transformative adventure, as you now possess the tools and insights to cultivate lasting habits. We couldn't bid you farewell without a little something extra. Throughout our lives, we're advised to thoroughly research, weigh the risks and rewards, and consider the sacrifices before making pivotal decisions. However, our confident counterparts don't always abide by this conventional wisdom. The reason? Fear. In the age of the internet, it's all too easy to uncover countless negative outcomes for every positive one. These pessimistic tales tend to garner more attention, causing our brains to perceive them as threats. Subsequently, we devote significant mental energy to addressing these perceived threats, intensifying our fears and ultimately leading us to abandon our ambitions. Over-researching can be the demise of self-confidence. In contrast, the go-getters we spoke to harbored an instinctual belief that their endeavors would succeed. They didn't dwell on potential failures, and when asked what they would have done if things hadn't gone as planned, their response was simple: they would have moved on. It's undeniably easier to move forward after a successful venture, but when you're just starting out, the path may not be as clear. While considering potential pitfalls may stem from good intentions, it ultimately chips away at your self-confidence. So, if you have an outlandish idea that isn't dangerous and you believe it could work, seize the opportunity. Contemplating a second degree? Fantastic. Apply without worrying about fees, time, or the course itself just yet. Even if you don't make it, the lessons learned will be invaluable. However, if fear prevents you from starting, you'll have gained nothing. Throughout our learning journey, we've emphasized the significance of hobbies, and we hope many of you have explored various sports or recreational activities in your community. If you haven't reached out to inquire about joining, now is the time. Don't spend hours scouring every team sport website, attempting to find the perfect fit. You might think this approach is prudent, but it often results in feeling overwhelmed and out of your depth. Instead, bypass this step and dive right in. You can always smooth out the wrinkles later or change course if necessary. This principle applies to numerous aspects of life, such as public speaking, enhancing relationships, adopting a growth mindset to advance your career, and utilizing the 4 principles of self-efficacy to foster belief in yourself. In the same vein, it's essential to create systems to refine your style, conversations, and body language for self-confidence. You now possess the knowledge and information needed to make a tangible difference in your life. It's time to put it into action. The world is your stage. Go forth and conquer. Thank you. That was all from us for this learning pack. We will see you in our regular videos or in another premium learning pack. But until then, just one more thing. Keep on rising.